Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michael, and this is Happy Ghost Reacts. Today, we'll be continuing my Death Note reaction series with episode 20, Makeshift. Last episode was Matsuda. We followed him, and because he's felt, or well, now it's kind of been thrown in his face that he's kind of been a useless, as they call it, like member of the Kira investigation group. He decided to take matters into his own hands, sneak into the building that the company that has the Death Note does their meetings, and listen in. Accidentally actually he didn't push the door open, somebody opened it, and he fell in. Then through means of lies, and then fortunately, like the first time we actually get to see the belt get used in a situation, was able to kind of quickly throw together a plan to get Matsuda safely out of there through means of making it look like he died. So they faked his death. So now I think he's probably kind of out of like being a field player. He's kind of just stuck in that building now until they finish this investigation, most likely, using Misa in his advantage to kind of help them, and used girls to distract all the men from what was going on until they could figure out a way to save Matsuda. So some unknowns still are the full extent of Light's plan. Like I was discussing in the pre-discussion last time, I wonder if the buried Death Note, it happens to be Misa's Death Note, and the one that Rem has given the company has has the stuff that Light has done, and it's Light's notebook. So that when they do get caught, because at this point it's looking very likely that something's going to happen soon now that they have the building wiretapped and have a direct camera feed of their meeting space, and it ended with them talking in a meeting. Very wild that this building did this woman was able to set all this up and whatnot. But yeah, I feel like I don't have all the pieces to Light's plan, but at this point we know that he no longer has the memories. He knew that he was going to be a good enough detective to solve his own case that he created for himself, and kind of probably pin everything on this company. I am not entirely sure the full extent. Like I said, I wonder where Ryuk is at right now, and what's going on with him. And this episode, it seems like we might get some more on what's going on with this this company that has the Death Note, because like I said, they have a camera feed of what's going on in that meeting room that they discussed the Kira killings. So I think that's all I have to say before we jump in, because not much happened last episode besides Matsuda's whole incident, and now they have a direct feed of the company. So let's see what happens now in episode 20 of Death Note. Let's go.
Let's begin tonight's meeting.
There's supposed to be 8 of them, but only 7 are present.
Oh yes, I forgot to mention about the 7th. There's only 7 because of that white-haired guy. Yeah, he's not there.
Who should we kill next?
You see? It's just like I told you last week.
This is not good at this rate.
One of their members just died, and that's all they're going to say.
Yeah.
Something very interesting in the last part of this report. Coyle's warning us that we can't afford to take L's existence too lightly. In particular, it says the concentration of killings that are beneficial to Yatsuba will likely be noticed by L if they continue on Fridays and Saturdays.
Yes. L has already figured that out.
Sounds like this Geraldo Coyle has figured out what we've been up to. I admit it's quite impressive. At any rate, I personally think we should stop killing every weekend.
This is unbelievable. It's like they're trying to confess to everything.
As long as we have this video as evidence, we could probably arrest all 7 of them.
This is not good.
This is not good. Why is it? Because he's upset that they are the Kira?
Now on to the main topic. Who should we kill?
I think we should focus on ELF Insurance. If they expand into the Japanese market, Yatsuba and many other companies will lose valuable clients to them.
Agreed. All right. Any objections to killing these people from ELF with accidental deaths?
No objections. Is this for
Damn.
real? How can they do this so easily?
Another potential
Him and his sweets. Goddamn.
Isawa group. He's been protesting Yatsuba's resort development plans. Senzai's known to have high blood pressure, so we can designate a time for him to suffer a stroke resulting in natural death. Any objections? No objections.
This is wild.
By disease? Designated times of death? It's all just as we suspected. We were right.
No, unfortunately, we can only be completely sure after those people they've named are dead.
That is true.
Zenzai will ask Kira to kill him this weekend. No objections. If that's what they're going to do, then there's not much time left. Light, we already know the phone numbers of these board members, don't we?
Yeah.
I don't care who we call. I need to reach one of these men and have them stop these murders.
Please hold on.
L has a good reason why he's saying this.
Days after they were contacted by Ivor. Also, it would make it far more unlikely that we would be able to discover who the real Kira might be. We can't afford such a huge setback seeing how far we've come. In order to catch Kira, we are going to need some solid proof.
As shitty as that sounds, it's very true.
If you're going to make a call, please use this phone. It's set up so it can't be traced or tapped.
You know, this would all go a lot faster if we kill off the execs of our rival companies and be done with it.
That's the guy I was talking about.
Why? We can kill them and split their holdings.
Is this Reiji Namikawa, head of the Yatsuba Group's marketing department?
Yes. And who is this?
Listen carefully, but don't draw attention to yourself. I am L.
Uh-oh.
I've placed cameras and wiretaps around that meeting room. Even as I speak, I'm recording footage of your entire meeting.
The first thing you discussed was Hattori's death. Now you're debating who to kill next.
Damn.
He's been watching everything.
Oh shit.
Let's make a deal.
A deal?
I need you to delay the deaths of the ELS president and Mr. Sensei by 1 month. I doubt it will be difficult for someone of your standing to accomplish that.
Huh.
Crimes, no, not just yours, but everyone's crimes.
Crimes, with the exception of Kira's, will be pardoned, based on the premise that Kira blackmailed you into participating in these meetings.
I see.
Huh.
The only option is to join Hell. No, I'll be dead if Kira manages to find out.
Okay, so he's not Kira.
Listen, if I win against Kira, you will be acquitted of all charges. If Kira wins, then you'll be free to carry on with your comfortable life.
Just play along with both parties. Staying on the sidelines would be best. You're not.
Light is power moving this.
That's all for now.
Right. I'll see you Monday then.
Huh.
Let's go.
Wild.
still be meeting on a weekly basis. That is all.
That went well.
Wonder if he's gonna somehow convince them to meet in a different room.
Not only did you manage to delay the killings, but you also set up Namikawa as a potential mole for us. Sounded exactly like the sort of thing I would do.
Pretty wild.
At this rate, if I end up dying somehow, it's quite possible that you would be capable of succeeding me.
What? Why are you being so morbid? There isn't time for that. We only have a month to figure out Kira's identity and gather...
Succeeding you, and he's the Kira? That's kind of wild.
But you were the one who first noticed the connection between Yatsuba and Kira. You actually might be more capable than I am.
As he set this up himself.
Tell me, if I should die, would you take over for me as L?
What a wild request. If written, the same name on more than 2 death notes is completed within a 0.06 second difference, it is regarded as simultaneous. The death note will not take effect and the individual written will not die. What an interesting fact. I wonder if this is going to come into play. That is kind of crazy.
If he is Kira and just playing innocent, he's sure to say yes.
What are you talking about? As long as we're joined by...
So everything's still a test with Val.
Ryuzaki, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to tell everyone what you're really thinking right now. He He thinks that if I am Kira, then there are two possibilities. Either I'm just pretending I'm not him and putting on an
It's already pieced it together.
has passed on from me to someone else, and I have no memory that I was ever Kira in the first place. He's trying to determine which, if either, is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
The first theory, if I am putting on an act, he will never remove these handcuffs. No, even if I wasn't pretending to be innocent, I'm sure he still wouldn't take them off. Ryuzaki still believes that I'm Kira.
Yes, sir.
Power had been passed to someone else. He thinks that I would have planned to have it returned to me once I'm safe from suspicion.
And that's exactly right, though.
Controlled it all. He thinks it was a plan. To pass
And it
on the power
was.
and arrange for it to come back to me once I've been cleared.
And it was.
He figured out exactly what I've been thinking all this time.
Damn right.
Theory is that once I steal L's title, I will become Kira again.
Wow.
Taking on the identity of L, having the power to control the police in every country while being Kira in secret. It's ideal. And you're
And is that really his plan? That's kind of wild if it is. I mean, his plan before getting rid of the Death Note. But this L doesn't want it, but the L previously did. The light previously. I think I said that.
Do you think that I'm actually capable of becoming a murderer, Kira? Even after I help you
But only with the Death Note.
seem like that kind of person to you?
Yes, you do. I've always thought so.
Damn. Woo! Another fight!
We have plenty of footage from this meeting. Can't we use that as evidence against those 7 men and prevent the murders of other criminals?
Here we go again. Unfortunately, no.
But why?
At the moment, we're not certain if Kira is among those 7 men. If all they have is a tenuous connection with him, then Kira will kill them as soon as they're arrested. We have to be absolutely sure that Kira is among them, so there's no point in detaining them now. And even if it...
Man, he loves his sugar.
I think from now on, I should go after Kira by myself. You can use these headquarters as you wish. I'll also be here, but we will be working independently. You can conduct your investigation under your own direction. Feel free to arrest those men if you like. I will be carrying on my own investigation. We'll only get into arguments if we don't split up and act separately at this point. This is for the best.
Are you
Huh.
This case will never be solved unless we capture Kira himself. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't say that preventing more deaths is pointless. But if we don't uncover the entire truth once and for all, Kira will only appear again and the number of victims will continue to increase.
I think when he gets stressed out, he eats, or rather ingests a lot of sugar.
Where are you going?
To Amani's room. Sorry, I know you're on your father's side and all this, but I can't remove these handcuffs. I'm afraid you're gonna have to come along with me.
Light! I didn't know we were supposed to have a date. Oh, right, I should have known.
Amani, tell me, do you love Light from the bottom of your heart?
Huh? Yeah. Of course I do.
But you also worship Kira, don't you?
Well, yeah.
So then, if you had to choose between Light and Kira, who would you pick?
I definitely choose Light.
But your precious Light is planning to catch Kira, isn't that right?
Well, yes, of course I am.
He says he wants to catch Kira. Now what will you do?
What is this play that he's doing?
Support him no matter what.
I see. So if you were given the opportunity to work with Light on this investigation, would you take the offer?
What? Ryuzaki?
Yeah, of course I would.
What is the play here?
Listen, Issa. If they suspect that you might know who L really is, we don't know how far they'll be willing to go to get that information.
No
True.
problemo. I promise I won't say anything, even if they torture me.
I can attest to that.
But Kira can
Yeah, that's true too.
You forget that if we win against Kira, Misa won't die. Besides, as long as we're handcuffed together, you and I share the same fate. If I die,
Interesting.
so will you. If that happens, Misa is the one who would grieve most of all. Either we lose and both die together, or we successfully catch Kira. Which is it?
We catch Kira! I would never dream about living in a world without Light.
Yes, that would be dark.
Yeah, that was that is a solid joke right there.
Yes, Misa is indisputably the most perfect and worthy woman for Light.
You're such a sweetie. Thank you, Ryuzaki.
I could actually fall for you. So now I've gained yet another friend.
Yeah, of course. Any.
Yeah, his friends aren't really friends.
Let's all be friends.
What a wild shot. Yay.
And besides, I would gladly die if it were for you, Light.
Figuring out the logistics of arresting 7 people is going to be challenging. I don't suppose you two have any ideas. Mogi? Matsuda?
He is not wanting to watch that. He feels uncomfortable. That's so funny. Oh. Well, interesting episode. Quite an interesting turn of events. So, Light took the phone, called them because he was trying to interfere with their plans because he does not feel like it is okay that those people are going to die. Now that they know that this group is at most in charge of figuring out who dies, not necessarily know that one of them are Kira, which makes sense and why L was acting the way he was. I feel like Light's plan was actually just told to us through Light himself, because I mean, while he might not remember that was his plan, or he might, I don't really know, but I suppose that's like a seriously good plan if that was really Light's plan from the beginning. So I'm gonna try and piece it together the best I can on what I think, given the context of what speech we were given by Light and everything. So he buried one death note. That one was Misa's. He gave Rem the death note that was Light's to give to this company. The company is using it to kill. They ended up slipping up on and creating a pattern that Light figured out. Light knew that he would be a good enough detective to figure this out. He is then able to help L and the group point Kira to this company. And now, through what has happened over the last couple episodes, they had wiretapped it, confirmed the suspicion is true, that they are at least in charge of the killings in some fashion, and Kira is a part of this company in some regard, or affiliated in some regard. They now have reason to focus on this company rather than Light. While L is still very suspicious of Misa and Light, everybody else is kind of on the page of this company is Kira. L is not so easily convinced, obviously. And through Light's explanation, Light wanted to pin it on this group, then in some way take L out after his suspicion is completely gone, because it is the company that it turns out to be in the result of all the deaths that had happened previously, as well as the deaths that have happened since the company has gotten the death note. Then he, through some means, L would die, and then he would take over as L and then kill as L so that he would never get caught. If that was the case, and that was his plan from the beginning, that's pretty wild. I'm very curious how he's going to clear the suspicion of him. I don't think that's going to happen with L alive. With L, there will always be suspicion, given all the stuff that he's talked about the power being passed on, this, that, and the other thing. And I wonder how he's going to either get the possession of the death note that the company has, or what's going to happen with that one now, or if he has somehow left a trail for himself whenever he's going to be able to be unhandcuffed from L to get his hands on the notebook that he has buried. Like I said, I wonder if the one that the company has was originally Light's and the one that is buried is Misa's. And now they have a mole essentially working for them, that long black-haired guy, because he now knows that room is wiretapped, and everything that Light said kind of shape this up for a very interesting next couple episodes. I'm very curious to see how this is going to go, especially given now that L is saying that he's going to work alone. And by alone, now it's with Misa, while handcuffed to Light, when Light can't work with him, and he's working with his dad and everybody else. I don't know how this is going to work whatsoever, because at the same time, while they're working separately, if Light is working with his dad, L will be there within a couple feet because of the handcuff situation. So very weird. I'm not sure how it's going to go. But yeah, this is starting to get crazy and escalate quite quickly. So I'm very interested to see what's going to happen next. So I think that's all I have to say. Obviously, please do not tell me if I am correct. I want to see this unfold myself. I do not want any answers as to his plan. I'd like to see it unfold for myself. So, if you made it this far and you enjoyed my reaction, please consider dropping a like to let me know you did. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and ringing that bell to stay up to date on all my future videos. And until next time, with my next episode of Death Note, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and peace.